And just like that, Arsenal continue to go through to the Champions League unbeaten. We are unbeaten in the Champions League. We just battered Inter Milan 3-1 at the San Siro. People need to give my team more respect. Gyokeres on the score sheet scoring an absolute worldie. Gabriel Jesus, a double. Are you insane? This is the first time we are going to be doing an instant live reaction after the Arsenal game. Let me know if this is something you want to see more often. Let me pull up the chat because I have to make sure the chat's still here, man. But yeah, no, I'm actually really I'm gassed. I'm gassed. Oh look, the boys are in the chat already. 3-1 is insane. Arsenal beat Inter Milan 3-1. Victor Gyokeres scoring a goal, coming off the bench, scoring an absolute worldie. And Gabriel Jesus coming back from injury, first Champions League game back. I don't know if it's his first game back or not. But he scores a brilliant brace, 2 really well taken goals, especially that first goal. The football we were playing there was unbelievable. And then for Gabriel Jesus to show his striker instincts, which is something that I don't really give Gabriel Jesus credit for, what a finish that was. And then the second goal, a very well worked set piece. You guys seem really excited. Treble winners, question marks. We are unstoppable. Boys, the thing people need to realise, we are now through to the Champions League. We're clearly the best team in the Champions League by a landslide, in my opinion. The Premier League, 7 points clear. Carabao Cup, we're in a semi-final and we're basically into the final. We got a 3-2 lead. I think we beat this Chelsea team at home. We're one game away from a final, and that game is looking really likely that we go to a final. And the FA Cup, won our game. I think, I don't really remember who we have next. I think it's Wigan we have next. Boys, it's very good to be an Arsenal fan. We got 21 people in the live. Make sure you drop a like on the live. Make sure you hit the hype button. Let's see what the chat are saying so far. I know all the Arsenal fans celebrated that Gyokeres goal the most. The thing is, that Victor Gyokeres goal, I genuinely thought he scruffed it. The ball was played by Martinelli. But Martinelli, what a ball from Gabriel Martinelli. That was an absolute joke of a pass from Gabriel Martinelli. To traveller it from his own half, from the corner. He sees Gyokeres, and then that's where Gyokeres does his best, right? That's where he's at his best, when he's running into space, running at a defence. And I thought he low-key fumbled it, but him and Bukayo Saka, they had a little bit of an exchange on the ball, sets out to Victor Gyokeres, and he just absolutely leathers it top bins. You know, that's the thing. I'm not really surprised Victor Gyokeres put that chance away. I've never faulted Victor Gyokeres' game. When it comes to actually finishing the ball or taking his chances, he hasn't been bad at Arsenal at all. He's actually taken the chances that he's had. The issue with Victor Gyokeres is that he doesn't put himself in chances to get those shots off to begin with. So when he actually put it top bins, I wasn't really too surprised. You lot saw those training clips where he was just slapping it into the corner non-stop. He's got a ruthless finish on him. That's not a surprise. But we need to see him more in those situations where he's running in behind into the defence. Gabriel Martinelli, props to you, man, because he's one of the very few players that would have actually played that ball. Because I don't think Martin Odegaard plays that ball. I don't think a lot of players on our team play that ball. Martinelli, you have to give props to him for that Victor Gyokeres goal. And Victor Gyokeres, you can see his face. He was absolutely elated, bro. A man smiling that much, you just know that meant a lot more. Like when he scored the penalties, you can tell he wasn't really celebrating too much because he didn't deserve those goals, if I'm being honest with you. I think this goal, he felt like he absolutely deserved it, which is why he celebrated his absolute mind off. Another club record for Arsenal, 7 wins in a row. Is that just in the Champions League? Because that is pretty flipping insane. Let's see what the chat's saying. Do you guys have any questions? What's happening to Eze? I don't think Eze was actually too bad today. I'm actually surprised Arteta subbed him off first before Zubimendi, before Mikel Merino. But I thought Eberechi Eze was actually half decent. Obviously, you'd expect more. But then again, this is a man who's had no game time, right? Arteta is not giving him any game time recently. He's come in, created a few chances for himself. He had that one moment where he took that first touch and then he passes it with his left foot. It was actually a really cheeky play from Eberechi Eze. But I don't think he was too bad today, if I'm being honest with you. Sims, you're back. You remember me? Of course, broski. What you saying? How are you? Eberechi Eze done really well. Yeah, I thought not really well, but I thought he done okay. He done decent, right? There's nothing to complain about. There's nothing to be like, there's something wrong with Eberechi Eze. It's just the fact that I was surprised he got subbed off a little bit early. But then again, his game time has been quite limited, so perhaps that's the reason. I got a question. What the hell happened to Calafiori? I know it's very off topic, but that man, he's just got injured in silence and he's just been gone ever since. Like, what the hell is happening? Havertz was the problem all along. What are you talking about, bro? That's just not the case. I think Victor Gyokeres is great at finishing, but the issue with him is his movement in the box, and he looks way stronger lately. I absolutely agree with you. Victor Gyokeres, his weakness was never finishing. You see the likes of Kai Havertz, the likes of Gabriel Jesus, their weaknesses were finishing, right? Putting the ball in the back of the flipping net. The issue with Victor Gyokeres is he can't put himself in positions to put the ball in the back of the net, but when he does, he's very ruthless in that sense. So hopefully this could be like the start of Victor Gyokeres building his confidence, because all the other goals I scored before, the penalties, the scrappy goal against Chelsea, they weren't really special goals. I feel like this is a goal that can elevate his game. You saw literally a few minutes later, he had another opportunity to get a goal. He skied it, but you can tell he's just feeling that extra bit more confident, right? That's why I'm quite confident going in. Gabriel Jesus is scoring goals. Victor Gyokeres is back on the score sheet. It's looking good for an Arsenal fan. From the moment he signed, we got terrible in attack. We weren't even bad with Jesus. I think the attack, it'll be fine. We're fine. We just scored 3 goals against Inter Milan at the San Siro. The attack is fine. It's just we just need to be a bit more consistent going up top. My bro gave us some brilliant performances and left back to Italy. That's what I'm saying, bro. What happened to Calafiori? Saka needs to start bagging in goals. The thing is with Bukayo Saka, he's actually playing really well. His performances, like his overall performances over the 90 minutes, have been really impressive. He's always beating his man. He's always looking positive. He's always creating chances, left foot, right foot. The issue is he's not really getting any goals and assists, and we all know a lot of people like to look at goals and assists to base a player's performances and use that as a sole metric to determine whether a player has been performing well or not. I think Bukayo Saka has actually been pretty decent this season, but his output hasn't been good enough, and that's hindering him. That's hindering his PR, his reputation right now, because everyone thinks Bukayo Saka is having a bad season. I don't think he's having a bad season at all. I just think his output has declined significantly, and that needs to get solved. I'm not saying that isn't an issue and that Bukayo Saka is completely fine and that he can go without getting his goals and assists. I need my attacker to be getting goals and assists, but his overall performances, in terms of what he's given us throughout the 90 minutes, I think Bukayo Saka has been pretty impressive. Especially today, he was cooking DiMarco, man. I'm being fully unbiased. If he scores next game, saying big chances. I don't want Victor Gyokeres starting anymore. That's what I want to say. I don't want Victor Gyokeres starting any more games. I want to see Gabriel Jesus start these games and then bring on Victor Gyokeres once the game becomes a bit more chaos. I feel like against Manchester United, Victor Gyokeres' second half might not be a bad option, you know, when he has... Because Manchester United, they like to play counter-attacking football, and if we can catch them on the counter-attack, say we win the ball back, with Victor Gyokeres, if he can find that space, he can cause that Manchester United team a lot of harm, but I feel like against a more tired defence, Victor Gyokeres can be maximised. I feel like going forward, I don't want to see Victor Gyokeres start another Arsenal game. I want to see Victor Gyokeres coming off the bench and making impact in that way, because in my opinion, I don't think he's good enough to start. He doesn't offer us enough when he starts. Sims, what do you think about Mazu Skelly right now? I thought he was actually really good today. Mazu Skelly really impressed me today. He had a really solid performance. He hasn't been performing well recently. We all know this, but we have to give the kid some slack, man. He's 19 years old. He had a all-timer season last season. Okay, maybe not an all-timer, but he was unbelievable for Arsenal last season. Guys are forgetting about the Bernabeu where he locked up Rodrigo. Was unbelievable in that game. Throughout the whole of last season, unbelievable. This season, he's been phased out of the team a little bit. Calafiori's giving more game time. Confidence is a bit low. Just give the kid some slack, man. But I thought today he was actually really impressive, man. I was really pleased with Mazu Skelly today. Maybe he can get confidence and be a sub for a bit as he cooks up for us. A nice goal. Yeah, I just want Victor Gyokeres playing off the bench. Keep him on the bench. Let him get subbed on. Let him use that as fuel, as competition, so that he can really level his game up. Because you saw Gabriel Jesus scores a brace. Victor Gyokeres comes and scores a banger. That's what competition does. And that's what I want to see happen more often. What's your takes on Ebrich game? I mentioned it earlier. I feel like he was decent today. And I feel like we need to cut Ebrich a little bit more slack, right? We're not suffering that much without him at the moment. He can afford to be staying on the bench. And the thing is about Mikel Arteta, when it comes to brand new signings, a lot of the time, for example, remember William Saliba, remember Gabriel Martinelli, remember Gabriel Magalhaes. Arteta didn't start them straight away. He actually benched them. He sent them out on loan, and then they came back a better player, understood the system a lot more, came back hungrier. And I feel like he's doing the same thing with Eberechi Eze. Expect Eberechi Eze in that second half of the season to go absolutely insane. I wouldn't be surprised if that was to happen. Noni needs more minutes. Noni played last game. I feel like Arteta, he has a lot of tools to play with at the moment. A lot of the players have come back from injury. He doesn't need to necessarily rush these players into having game time, into, giving them, like Norgard. I feel sorry for Norgard, but he'll play against Kairat. That's the thing. He'll play in that game. Norgard, these lot, they were signed for pure, just backup. If someone's injured or if there's genuinely a no-value game, like the next game in the Champions League, you play them. But yeah, Arsenal are through into the Champions League next stage. We're guaranteed second place, which is really good. It means that the players get to have rest. We don't play the extra game, an extra knockout game. Hopefully we play an easier team. I don't know what the case is with that situation. Sims, do you think that we still need to make any important signings in January, or are we good until next summer? I see Ethan Waneri leaving to Marseille on loan does make me think that maybe we could do with a signing. I feel like it's tough, man. I feel like we do need another midfielder. I feel like when Declan Rice isn't in this team, you can tell a real big difference. And I know Mikel Merino is supposed to be that guy to step in, but I'd rather Mikel Merino. I see him more as a number 6 and a number 10 as a number striker rather than that box number 8 role that Declan Rice plays. I'd like to see Arsenal going for Ayi Buadi, sign youngsters, sign young talents that can develop and also get some game time in. But yeah, I feel like we could do with one signing, and that's in the midfield. And then in the summer, go all out on a left winger and a striker. And that left winger, who would I want to sign for left wing? Who would you want to sign for left wing? For me, I'd love to see Rodrigo still. If we do sign Rodrigo, that would make me really excited. I feel like we can get him on a decent price next summer, because I don't think his game time... Xabi Alonso's gone. His game time isn't really too great. He's not going to start over Vinicius Jr. He's not going to start over... right wing, he could perhaps start, but that's not his strongest position. I'd love to see Rodrigo join Arsenal. I've seen a lot of links to Arda Güler, but he's not really a left winger. What other left wings are there? Bradley Barcola, really good option. I think Ademola Lookman's a decent option as well. Had a great AFCON. He's a really good option as well. Striker, would you not want to see a new striker? I'd love to see Julian Alvarez join Arsenal, because I don't think Gabriel Jesus will stay at Arsenal next season. He might stay until the end of the season, this season, but next season, I feel like Arsenal need to go back into the market for a striker, and I think Julian Alvarez, he's the perfect option, man. He's such an Arsenal striker. I'd absolutely love to see Osimhen. I would love to see Osimhen, but I can just imagine his wages would be absolutely insane. I'm thinking Anthony Robertson for left back or midfield, Elliot Anderson. Yeah, both of them are really good options. I feel like we also do need a left back. That is a really good shout. I feel like we need an overlapping left back. A left back who bombs on that left-hand side, puts balls into the box. We don't really have that sort of outlet when it comes to our fullback. So Anthony Robertson's a great shout. Nathaniel Brown's a really good shout as well. I've been seeing rumours to DeMarco, who obviously we played against today. It's not too bad of a shout. Elliot Anderson, would love to see him. He's been top this season. He's been absolutely insane. Imagine him and Declan Rice just interchanging or starting together. That would be really good. I'd love to see Brahim Diaz, as long as he's not on penalties. I wouldn't mind seeing Brahim Diaz. Yeah. What else? What else should we talk about the Arsenal game? Do you guys have any questions? I don't really want Vinicius Jr. Unless he scores goals. I don't see him joining us anyway because Alonso is gone. I'd love to see Vinicius Jr. A lot of people actually are against the signing of Vinicius Jr. and I'm not too sure. I mean, obviously I understand he's a bit of a crybaby, but I think under Arteta, he will slap him up, be like, yo, listen, make sure you sort yourself out, bro. We can't do this whinging stuff over here at Arsenal. And then he'll start scoring 30 goals a season, bro. Sims, I want your opinion on this. Do you think for left wing we should go for Leao, Rodrigo, or Barcola? I'll give you my rankings on that. Rodrigo number 1, Rafael Leao number 2, Barcola number 3. If I'm being honest with you, but Barcola, very good option. He would create chaos for us, Sims. Who would? Uh, 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 but yeah. Oh, how are we feeling? How are we feeling going into the Manchester United game? We got Manchester United next in the Premier League, 7 points clear so far. Manchester City lost against Bodo Glimt. Honestly, these lot are not serious title competitors, man. Because I'm sorry, this isn't the Manchester City of old. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, they'll turn it up soon. Uh, Arsenal are gonna bottle it, whatnot. Manchester City are the bottle jobs. They could be really close to us, but they're the ones dropping points. So I genuinely think, boys, I got a prediction. I think Arsenal win more than two. We win more than 2 trophies this season. When you watch us and watch what we're doing so far, I mentioned it earlier. Champions League, best team easily, bro. We haven't lost a game. We beat Bayern Munich. We beat Atletico Madrid. We beat Inter Milan. We probably beat another team that I can't remember off the top of my head. Serious campaign. We conceded 2 goals in the entirety of that Champions League campaign. Premier League, 7 points clear. We should have got 9 points, but 7 points, I'm pleased with that. 7 points clear at the top. Manchester City are competitors, losing to Bodo Glimt. Aston Villa are competitors, losing to Everton at home. We can go on a generational run. Our strikers seem like they're scoring goals now. We could easily win the Premier League. That's 2. FA Cup. We won our last game. We look comfortable in that. We've won the FA Cup the most out of any English team in the Premier League or in England. Could perhaps win that. Carabao Cup. We're basically in Wembley, lads. Chelsea sacked their manager, Rossignol, outclassed. I mean, not really too much outclassed. I feel like we should have won more than 3-2, but we beat them at their home ground. They come to the Emirates. We probably do end up smacking them up. That's a Wembley trip to against a Manchester City team or a Newcastle team who haven't been that great this season, bro. So we could walk away with a cheeky quadruple. Call me crazy, man. Call me crazy. Why don't we get Iliman Ndiaye? Honestly, that would be a really... I would like Iliman Ndiaye, but I don't think Arteta would sign him. Desiree Doué, that would be insane. Kenan Yildiz, that's my dream signing, but I just don't think it's happening. I think he's going to sign a brand new contract with Juventus, but oh my god, he'd be a joke. If we verse Barcelona, who do you think is gonna win? They do have Lamine Yamal. That's my only concern. It would be a good game. I think, obviously, I'd back Arsenal, but I wouldn't be surprised if Barcelona win that game either. If it's at Camp Nou, probably Barcelona. If it's at the Emirates, I'd back Arsenal. But Lamine Yamal, dangerous man. He's been I saw those highlights against Sociedad, bro. He looks serious, man. Score prediction for our next game against United. I think Arsenal will walk away with a win. It won't be easy. Actually, you know what? Scrap that. It'll be pretty easy. We're at home. I know Manchester United came off a crazy win against Manchester City. But boys, we have to remember they're Manchester United. If it was at Old Trafford, I'd be worried. I'd say we'd probably get a draw. But because we're at home, because all our players are playing pretty well right now, all our players are coming back from injury. Mascara's back from injury. Gabriel Jesus, he looks as sharp as ever. Victor Gyokeres just scored a worldie. His confidence looks like it got boosted. I think we can genuinely walk away with Manchester United 3-1 or 3-0. I'm not even joking. Inter Milan are a better team than Manchester United. We beat them 3-1 at the San Siro. With no Declan Rice, pretty much. Seems I have another question for you. Do you think Gyokeres would be better as a false 9? He would be able to... No chance. No chance. That's the last position I'd ever play Victor Gyokeres in. The false 9 role, leave that to Gabriel Jesus, leave that to Kai Havertz. He's not fit for that. He doesn't have the technical ability. He doesn't have the movement. He doesn't have great enough hold-up play. But this is what I want from Victor Gyokeres. I want him for specific game states where teams play a really high line and we can exploit them in behind. That's where I want to see Victor Gyokeres be maximised in an Arsenal shirt. I don't want to see him start games. I don't want to see him against teams that are playing low blocks. I don't want him anywhere near the team when it comes to those teams who set up against us like that. However, for example, like today, Inter Milan started to play a higher line. We exploited that with Victor Gyokeres and he done really well. Fights with the defenders, that's what I want. Specific game states. That's what he offers that Gabriel Jesus can't offer, that Kai Havertz can't offer to the same level of Victor Gyokeres because he doesn't have that pace or that ruthless finishing. That's where I want to see Victor Gyokeres being maximised as an Arsenal player. And if he can win me a few games like that, coming off the bench in these key games where a team's playing a really high line, he'll be a successful signing at Arsenal. I promise you that. Yo, Sims, are you gonna drop a game analysis video? This is a little bit of my analysis video. I've already made a short. You can check the short out. I created a short on it. You can go watch that. Just click on the channel, or maybe it comes up on your recommended feed. Who knows? But yeah, I won't be making a specific separate YouTube video because I got work tomorrow, bro. I'm tired. Thoughts on Saka being put on the left to try get Victor Gyokeres more service. I've been calling out for that for God knows how long now. I've mentioned it in so many different videos. We need to see a left-footed left winger or a right-footed right winger so that we can play more balls across the box. Put it old school, man. I got a question. Would you not like to see a 4-4-2 where Victor Gyokeres and Gabriel Jesus play together? Call me crazy, but I feel like that could work, man. That could work. Victor Gyokeres needs to be more decisive in the penalty area. Listen, man, it's just not his game. The Premier League's too fast for him. He is going to be good for us in the Champions League. I think Victor Gyokeres, he can be maximised for Arsenal in the Champions League when a team starts to play a high line, when defenders don't like physical battles. Victor Gyokeres can be maximised in that area. In the Premier League, I want to see Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus play, not Victor Gyokeres, because I don't think he's good enough to play in the Premier League, if I'm being completely honest with you. Or if a team starts to play a really high line, or if we need to start bulldozing their defence, then you bring him on in the Premier League. But Premier League, leave that to Kai Havertz and Jesus. Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, I want to see Victor Gyokeres playing those games. Sims, do we need a left winger? Trossard and Martinelli are doing well. We don't need a left winger for this season, but next season I would want to see Trossard or Martinelli, one of them being sold. Probably Trossard because he's the older one, and when you look at the age, he is probably the player who depreciates in value the most. So I'd sell Trossard. I'd get a world beater at left wing, either Leao, Barcola, Kenan Yildiz if that's possible, Rodrigo if that's possible. That's what I want to see, because that's what takes Arsenal to that next level. Mane is getting better, but his end product... Bro, do you not see his end product when he played Victor Gyokeres that ball? Do you not see his end product against Portsmouth? He scored that hat-trick. Gabriel Martinelli, I've been really impressed with him this season, man. Sims, go live more. You're my favourite Arsenal streamer. Thank you so much, bro. I'm going to try go live more. Trust me. 2026, we're going to go live a lot more often. So, get used to this, boys. Get used to this. This is like... I'm teasing you guys here and there. But, I'm telling you, February... That's when I'm going to start really locking in on the live streams. Every single day, you might see me on the live. I promise you. I can't promise you that, but don't be surprised. Go live with Henry Talks Football. I haven't heard of him, but I have been looking to do more collaborations. So send over some of your favorite creators, and I might shout them for potential live streams. So yeah, let me know who you would like to see on the live. Could talk Arsenal, could talk football. Sims, do you think Morgan Rogers would be a good option for Arsenal because he can play left wing and midfield? Morgan Rogers is also another brilliant option. If we can somehow bring him away from Aston Villa for a good price, give me Morgan Rogers, man. That guy is... hey, he is quality. The top quality, the toppest of top quality. I promise you. Imagine Goldbridge and Sims. I mean, I met Garbage before. I actually done an event with him, but that was for work, so that's a bit different. My goat wouldn't come to Arsenal. He loves Madrid too much. Nah, man, we'll grab Rodrigo off you easily, bro. When you don't go games, you should have live reaction. I have been meaning to do live watch-alongs, but I just got a bit lazy, guys. No, I'm telling you, February. February is when we start locking in. I promise you. I promise you. We'll start doing live watch-alongs with every single game, and we're gonna be there. I promise you. Rory Talks Football. He's too uptown, bro. I need to get my numbers up. Bavs. Don't know. He's uptown as well. Way too uptown. Rory talks football on the podcast. Potentially that could happen. To be fair, that could happen. Waneri's getting loaned. And he wants to stay. Yeah. Waneri's getting loaned. What's my thoughts on it though? I think it's really good for Ethan Waneri. I think him going out on loan, there's a lot of factors that go into him succeeding or the loan being successful, why we should loan him out. And I think Marseille under De Zerbi, with the way Marseille have been playing this season in Ligue 1, I think Ethan Waneri would thrive in Ligue 1, get valuable minutes in a strong side. De Zerbi, top manager. Ethan Waneri can learn a lot. He's going to be starting week in, week out. We can expect him. Don't be surprised if we start seeing him score week in, week out for Marseille. You start getting notifications. Ethan Waneri is the youngest player to score 5 goals consecutively for Marseille. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. And yeah, I think the move really positive for Ethan Waneri. Hopefully he comes back next season, another player, a new level player, right? Because we've seen it with the likes of William Saliba. We sent him out on loan to the French league, came back 10 times the player he was when he joined Arsenal. Ethan Waneri is young. He doesn't need to be rushed, if that makes sense. I'm sad about it, but he needs the minutes to get better and develop more. The only thing I'm really sad about Ethan Waneri leaving is that I don't think he'll get a Premier League medal or the Champions League medal or the FA Cup medal or the Carabao Cup medal if we end up winning it. So if we do end up winning any of those trophies, I'm just sad Ethan Waneri won't get a trophy because he hasn't played enough games. See ya, Sims. Unreal career, but thank you so much, bro. Appreciate that. Sims, I want to know, who's your favourite Arsenal player all round right now, on the pitch and off? I have to say Declan. I just love him. He's a perfect footballer all round. I'd agree with you. I think Declan Rice is contagious in a sense where off the pitch, such a good character. On the pitch, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. A leader on the pitch, performs week in, week out. One of the best midfielders in the world, if not the best midfielder in the world. Declan Rice is up there. Who are my other shouts? I love William Saliba. Obviously, I love Bukayo Saka. Gabriel Jesus is one of my favourite players as well. Martin Odegaard is one of my favourite players. Zubimendi. I love me as number 6 who can just control a game. That Busquets type role, that Rodri type role. So yeah, I think Zubimendi, he's up there. Sims, by the way, you're goated, but that video of you saying Martinelli is better than Ronaldinho is very controversial. I was joking. Can you not tell I was joking in that video? Of course he's not better than Ronaldinho, but he's better than Messi. Sims, who would you start against Manchester United, Gyokeres or Jesus? I said this. In the Premier League, I don't want to see Victor Gyokeres start again. And that's nothing to go against him. It just doesn't suit him. I'd like to see him get used as a sub like he was today, and he proved himself to be really valuable. Against tired legs, can offer physical battles. But against Manchester United, I need to see Gabriel Jesus start. Let us cook. Second half, maybe 60th, 70th minute, bring on Victor Gyokeres. If we're chasing a goal, if we need a battle ram up top, that'll be perfect. How was work today? It was chill. I was chilling. It's a bit quiet right now, so didn't have too much to do. If only we got Adeyemi. Could still happen. I have seen the links with him. Hell no, Adeyemi shit. I would rather start Charles Sagoe Jr. over Adeyemi. Damn, you do not like Adeyemi. Here's the Arsenal transfer news in just 60s. I mean, I made a transfer news video today. You can go check that out. No way, he just said he's better than Messi. I'm joking again, bro. I don't know if you're joking anymore. I know but he's inconsistent. What do you think the starting lineup would be against Manchester United? Raya in goal. Jurriën Timber right back. No. Would I go Jurriën Timber right back or Ben White? David Raya in goal. Ben White at right back. Saliba Gabriel. Left back Miles Lewis Kelly. CDM Zubimendi. Declan Rice. Eberechi Eze. I would like to see Arteta go with Eberechi Eze in this type of game. We need chaos. We need creativity. I think Eberechi Eze will be really good against Manchester United. Right wing, Bukayo. Left wing, I start Martinelli. And up front, Gabriel Jesus. I think that's the perfect team going forward. Sims, you literally saved my life with the Arsenal transfer news. Thank you, bro. I mean, you're welcome, bro. Oh, yeah. I think Eze has to start against Manchester United. That's a perfect type of game for him because Manchester United will look to play transition football. So there'll be a lot of scenarios and situations in that game against Manchester United where there'll be a lot of space in behind. Erdegaard doesn't know how to maximize or play into that space better than Eberechi Eze. Eberechi Eze, that's where he thrives. So I'd love to see Eberechi Eze play that game. Just Martinelli running in behind. Let Eberechi Eze play those balls in behind. Man United will get destroyed. Sims, do you think Gabby should get into the team of the year over Van Dijk? Yeah, of course. Absolutely, yes. Because second half of the season, Liverpool last season, they weren't that great. Van Dijk obviously has been good, but this season hasn't been great at all. Gabriel Jesus, not Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Magalhaes been one of the best centre backs in the world, if not the best centre back in the world. So, 100%. But yeah, Sims, did you just say? But yeah, boys, I think I'm gonna wrap up the live there. If you did enjoy this, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Hopefully, we go live more often. Hit the like button if you want to see more lives. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.